And I got to tell you, she loves this state. She cares for all of you. You think about somebody who turned away a convenient lifestyle of being in the news after 30 years, to call out the fake news media, by the way, to go run and to tell us the truth about that, and be outspent at every single corner, at every turn. And really, it's been this amazing coalition of people that have been building up behind this awesome Republican ticket. Obviously, Kari Lake being at the top of it. It's parents. It's people that are being crushed by inflation. It is people that can no longer afford gas and groceries. It's people that are seeing what's happening on our southern border, which is nothing short of an invasion. It is people that are worried about what's happening with our schools. It is people of faith that will never forget when they shut down churches and they called churches non-essential. We're never going to let that happen again. This coalition is broad, it's getting deeper, and what's amazing is despite all the media attacks, it seems to be strengthening. And I got to tell you, the eyes of the nation are here in Arizona. I travel the country. We do a lot of campus events. I visit college campuses, so you don't have to. And when I visit these events, people come up to me. They say, Charlie, what's going on in Arizona? I said, we're here in North Carolina. What? They said, no, all I care about is Arizona. The eyes of the country are here. And by the way, the Democrats, they were a little ahead of the curve, spending outside money, trying to turn the state blue, trying to register vote, do all these different things. And I think a lot of us took Arizona for granted. I think a lot of us thought, oh, it's a comfortable Republican state. And all of a sudden, I think a lot of us in 2020 and 2018, we were really kind of jolted awake. And we realized this precious state that we love, a state of freedom, of rugged individualism, a family-friendly state, was being robbed by these people that don't love America, that don't share our values. And it triggered this massive movement, unexpectedly. And the person who I think is just carrying the entire Republican ticket on her back is, of course, the person that we're going to talk to in just a second here. But let me just say this about her, is that the media knows the significance of what Kari Lake will mean as governor. It means all of a sudden that the media can no longer just destroy you with a bad article. For all of you that are slandered and that are slurred and that are defamed, Kari Lake stands in the chasm and she says, you're not going to be able to do that to 75 million Americans anymore. Kari Lake punches back twice as hard. Now, Kari Lake does have an advantage. She is running against the single worst candidate in the history of American politics. Oh, there's Andy Biggs. By the way, Andy, stand up. We got to make sure Andy Biggs wins. He is a great American. He does a great job. Andy's running against a total phony, let me tell you what. Love you, Andy. You're a great fighter in D.C. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. But I got to tell you, Katie Hobbs, worst candidate I've ever seen. And it's really interesting. You could just kind of imagine their internal Democrat strategy sessions where they say, you know, that Kari Lake, she's good at talking, which I know is new for the Democrats because it seems like a lot of their candidates are not very good at talking lately. And so they say, wow, she's really good at this TV thing. You know, she's really smart and she's really talented. And they would say, what if we just decide not to debate? You know, the media will cover for us, as they always do. And I really believe that that was actually the inflection point. Now, nothing is over till it's over. We'll talk about that. We're not here to celebrate too early because you better believe we're going to run through that finish line. But I got to tell you that the momentum is on our side. Independents are breaking in Kari's direction. They're breaking in Blake's direction because Arizona still has that spirit of, are you really too chicken to show up for an hour debate? And you want to be governor of Arizona? We're being invaded by cartels. We're also being taken over by some weird Californians. And you want to be governor and you can't talk for an hour? I think that it backfired. Even independents saw that and they said, you know what? I'm not going to choose a candidate based on pre-rehearsed television advertisements. And that's a good thing, by the way. That means people are starting to break free of the simulation. They're starting to break free of everything they see on TV. And they say, you know what? Maybe I'm actually thinking more ways than one. I actually kind of like this person. And so, look, I got to tell you this, and this is the final call to action, and we'll welcome the next governor of Arizona in just a second, which is this. This race is not over. The vibe is going in the right direction. The trend is our friend. Independents are breaking our way. Our candidates are on message. The media is increasingly nervous, but this is not over. So I want to paint a picture for you. There's about 1,000 people here tonight. The media will say there's about 10, but there's about 1,000 people here tonight. If every single person took it as a personal challenge to do the very minimum and get 10 low propensity voters out to the polls, we can multiply this event tonight. If every single person did 30 voters, we could multiply this to cover multiple precincts. You might say, oh, Charlie, my vote does not matter. Marionette Miller Meeks, Republican in a district in Iowa, won by 6 votes last year. Are we going to all of a sudden not sprint to the finish line? No. We got to knock on doors.